Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode on the Growth Project podcast, a podcast for you if you're ready to make a real impact in this lifetime. Whether you're looking to start your own business, travel the world, or simply live life with more purpose, the Growth Project podcast will guide you every step of the way. Hosted by motivational speaker, life coach, and self-proclaimed truth dealer, Cherise Fierce, you can be sure that the Growth Project podcast will guide you in a progressive and authentic way towards your highest, most badass, unapologetic self. So sit back, buckle up, and get ready for the ride.
Hello everyone, it's Umi Jenevieve, laced in space constellations on LSD. Thank you so much to Cherise and the Growth Project for allowing me to be on this podcast today. You have been an amazing friend and an amazing asset as well. You have assisted me so much in seeing myself and in my projects and in this masterclass. Just always want to give gratitude to you, Cherise. You are very good at what you do. So thank you for allowing me to be on this podcast today, and thank you to your listeners. So guys, like Cherise has spoken to you guys before, we'll be doing monthly check-ins, monthly astrology check-ins. See where our transits are, see where our moods are, see how we can prepare ourselves each month. So we're going to do a September transit check. Now we're in a Virgo season, so this is going to be very important to all the mutables, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, and Sagittarius. Now this whole year is important for you guys. Saturn is in a mutable sign. Saturn is in Pisces. So it'll affect, most importantly, those who have Pisces and Virgo in their chart, and those who also have squares, oppositions, sextiles very closely to Virgo Piscean energy. Now, before we jump in, I just want to make sure everyone knows where this Virgo energy is sitting in their chart. So if you are a cardinal rising, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, Virgo and all mutable signs will be in your cadent houses. So this will be a month where you're about thinking, contemplating, planning things out, specific conversations that are necessary, spaces where you really want to get your vision board, your planners out. Now that's for all mutables. But for this month, cardinals are really being specific in that. Now for the fixed signs. So if you have a fixed rising, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, your mutable energy will be in succeeding houses. So in the second house, fifth house, eighth house, or 11th house. And this will be about resources, fulfillment, creativity, all the spaces that are asking you about how to really find out where is your creative process, your creative center. So with those spaces. Now for mutable, now this is a mutable month, mutable season. So this will be in your angular houses. 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th. So this month is starter ups for you, resets, new looks, big changes. And even though it's little stuff, for the mutables, the little stuff are usually very big to the big picture. So check to see what house it sits in. For me personally, I'm a Leo rising, so it'll sit in my second house. Cherise is an Aries rising, so this energy will sit in her, it's going to sit in her cadent house. It's going to sit in her cadent houses, so it's going to sit in her basis of her sixth house. So check to see where it sits in your house, in your houses, based on your rising energy, and how it aspects you closely. Do you have any planets in Virgo? Do you have any planets in Pisces? So since we're in Virgo season, you got to be conscious with the details and specifics of what it's asking us. All the mutables are going to be centered during Virgo season. The Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. So this is a month for you that's going to be about really getting into the details, organization, and knowing that you're more clumsy during the mutable months. Mutables? Your last time you were feeling this way was in June. Before that was March, and your next one is December. All the mutable energies. So late May to June, late August to September, late December, late November to December, and late February into March. Mutable energy. So here, routines are going to be important right now. We're going into a Mercury theme, so we know the roads are going to be a little bit more thicker, more cars on the road, more prone for accidents, mistakes. So you got to stay on top of your planners, top of your schedules. You got to beat the issues, beat the chaos. And the only way you could do that, what Virgo's all about, is staying responsible, staying ahead, staying grounded, and how many changes can happen in life, and how do you stay still within those spaces. So how can you do that? You prepare for the weather change, because you know a weather change is about to happen. Every time we're coming into immutable, we know that weather is changing. The season's about to change, because as we move into the next month, they're usually cardinal energies. And cardinals start season changes. So right now, we're preparing for the ending of summer. As we move into December, we're preparing for the ending of fall. As we move into March, we're preparing for the ending of winter. And as we move into May, we're preparing for the ending of spring. So let's prepare for the weather change. That's what we've been doing right now. So we're going to do a lot of, it's fall. We're going to prepare for the fall season. So do some summer cleaning, packing some summer stuff away now. We're going to get our planners out. We're going to pre-shop, pre-save, because we know the holidays are coming up. We're going to plan some trips, because we know right now the trips are low. The flights are low. And be open to Mercury themes, because if we stay on top of this, we won't really come into a lot of those issues that'll be way more impactful to us. Because when you're immutable, Mercury retrograde kicks you in the butt a little bit more closely. And always with Virgo, because it's a perfectionist, practice makes perfect. That's how you stay ahead of the game, because chaos can happen. Mutable. Virgo's probably the only one out of all the mutables that hates mutable energy. Virgo's like, it's an earth sign. What do you mean things have to change? What do you mean things are going to go wrong? We got to get things in order. We just came from the summer. More things can happen. So out of all the mutable energies, Virgo is the most uncomfortable one. It's even known for that. So this is an energy right now. It's asking you to just, get a little uncomfortable so you get comfortable. Iron out the uncomfortable things. So when it's time to really enjoy yourself, it'll be comfortable. And again, look back at the last mutable months to see what you've been building up since then. So from March to June to now. And again, the seasons are at cusp. So from late February to March, late May to June, to now late August to September. You're going to finish out your quarterly plans late November to December. And maybe you could see for the mutables why this is the ending of this yearly journey for you. What you've been starting and changing and shifting since March. Now we start off the September energy really strong, especially the Virgo energy as well, with the full moon starting the second week of Virgo season. So as we moved into the first week of September, it really helped the mutables really focus on the details and the mindsets around their everyday lives. The full moon actually wanted them to also center around their health and where they've been putting things to the side, not really focusing on the paperworks and the details and the specifics. We're coming into allergy season, so this could have definitely been a health time, some sort of basis. Now Mercury is still retrograde. It's been retrograde since the beginning of Virgo season, August 23rd. So we'll still need till the end of this week, tomorrow. But as we move into, their shadow period, so by the end of this week, as we move into next week, you'll see a lot of what was started since the 23rd, the mishaps, misunderstandings, miscommunications start to iron out, especially if you have very close placements to Virgo and Pisces. But tomorrow, once it stations direct, 14th, 15th, starts to station direct, you'll see a lot of this iron out. And maybe by today, you're back on track. Well, for me as well, I'm back on track. I have Jupiter in Virgo. Now, September is going to be most important to the mutables, as we've spoken before, because this is a mutable year. Saturn is focusing on the mutable energy. September will amplify that, especially since this is going to be an angular house for the mutables. Houses that are about great changes, AC, IC, DC, MC. Now, Neptune and Saturn is still retrograde. So we still need some time to really believe in ourselves, walk in faith, and really stand behind our decisions that we made around March and June. Now, March was important. March 7th was important during the beginning of the year because it was the first full moon in Virgo. And Saturn moved into Pisces that month as well. So to the mutables, this month is important, starting since March. Also in June, it was important because Neptune and Saturn went retrograde. So between the weeks of June 17th to July 1st, it was very important to the mutables. Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. Especially the Geminis and the Pisces. Now, those who have mutable energy at 27 degrees, this was an important week for you around June 17th. And also, those who have mutable energy at 6 to 7 degrees, this was also important for you as well. Towards the ending of the month. Saturn went retrograde, Neptune went retrograde. June into July was so important for Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. And we're back again to see what you guys have been working on in September. Since then. Now, since these energies are still retrograde, you won't really be clear with the big decisions that you've made around these months, March, June. Till November 4th, when Saturn goes direct, and December 6th, when Neptune goes direct. So around November to December, the mutables will finally start to take a deep breath, relax, finish out the year, see the many changes, different mindsets, different stumbles, mistakes they've made, and what's the decision? Do we stay here or do we move? Major changes are coming for the mutables when these energies go direct. Think of May, June, especially as we've gotten to the center of June. We start to pick up May, shadow periods, and think of March. Once it goes direct, it'll help us really clear out the fog that can be following mutables this year. And also check to see if it's in your solar return or your progression, because this will be specific for you as well. Now, since Mercury has been retrograde since the 23rd, for the mutables, it's been very important. And for the collective, but especially the mutables, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. And really balancing out mechanical, house maintenance issues, health issues. This week is going to clear it out. This might be the last week you guys stop feeling sick. Or irresponsible, things not working, mechanical issues. You guys finally get a reason, a balance on these themes. Especially when Mercury goes direct on the 15th. And with the new moon energy coming tomorrow, coming in 2 days on the 14th. Now, these will be specific for the mutables. These last 2 weeks have opened up blasts from the past, conversations on consistency, and we're still in a family reunion period for the mutables. So the Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, since the beginning of this year, especially as we picked up in March, a lot of you were returning to blasts from the past, old friends, old lovers, spaces where they want to bring in closure. They want to come live. They need some spaces of where they need to live, returning home in some way, returning to you. And just not seeing you in a long time. But reunions is going to be very important for the mutables this year. Now, another important theme that started on the beginning of the month was when Venus went direct in Leo on the 3rd, September 3rd, and Jupiter went retrograde in Taurus on the 4th. The heart chakra went to a reflection period and wanted to go towards fulfillment, but fulfillment with action. The Leos have been really centered the ending of August into now September when it comes to I have to find what I love and what I really want to do. Now, Jupiter going retrograde in Taurus wanted us to reflect on the resources, the money, the stability, while finding fulfillment. Now, this could be a space where the fixed signs really want to focus on celebrating themselves and finally making sure their inner resources are secured before they start putting work, projects, making relationships out there. This summer, especially in July when Venus went retrograde, July 22nd, the fixed signs were contemplating what's really worth it. Is it really worth it? And even if money is good and you are comfortable, the question is, what is my actual foundation? Where is the creative process, especially for the Leos? But that's been a very important theme for the fixed. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Some of you are realizing you need to go back into the ingredients of your life. You've lost the creative process. You need to get back into the kitchen. Get back into the smells, sounds, taste. Why do I even do this? Now, since Jupiter is a marriage placement, Jupiter was married to Juno. It's an asteroid, Juno, that's connected to our marriage type. With it being retrograde, the fixed signs are doing some serious therapy around their love lives. So since the 3rd and the 4th of September, it could have been really tricky around the love life and the communication. So what we really need help on. Do we really want to stay together? And how are we going to stay together? How do we share? Now, since Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, Jupiter shouldn't do bad in Taurus, right? Since Taurus exalts the moon. So we got to pull out the positives with this. What I'm seeing with this energy is that even though these conversations are tough and even a little combative, the energy does want to stay put. It does want to stay together. So you guys need to get some therapy out there, get some projects out there. What do we need to do to liven up this stagnant, complacent space? And that's been the conversation for the fixed. And since this is a Jupiter and Taurus placement, especially the Taurus and the Scorpios. So check if you have those placements in your chart. Now, because this season, Virgo energy will trine Jupiter. Mercury retrograde will also trine Jupiter. Both of them are in Earth, Virgo, and Taurus. There's still a positive space here. So for the fixed energy, many of you are wanting to help celebrate travel. Your travel in very spontaneous ways. Some of you are planning some trips not too long from now where you want to dive into luxury, even if it's for 3 days, 2 days. Also, some of you who have children are really diving into their everyday routines as well. You want to drop a dime. You want to drop some money, top dollar, into their everyday experiences. Some of you are ready to put your children in some very elite, luxurious experiences. You want them to know quality as well. So you guys are ironing that out, making some commitments, really looking at your loved ones, intimate ones, and how you can invest into them. This might also be a month where the fixed energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, start up a savings account, a CD. And someone might also offer to help you, maybe within those family reunions. Energy might offer to help you to make a CD, a savings energy for your children, for yourself, for your future. But you guys are willing to spend that money and want to spend that money, especially when Venus and Mars moved into Leo in the energy of June. So throughout the summer, like we said before, it's about what's really worth it. Now for the Cardinals, the end of the month builds a lot of momentum for you. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Especially since October wants to hold big news for you. We have the eclipse coming on the 14th. Now, life is not just going to throw things at you. There's always patterns. So the last time we had these eclipses was in April. In Aries. See why April into May was so big for you, cardinal energies. And making these major changes had big news, big energies of wanting to legitimize your life. Take yourself more seriously. Now, the end of the month holds a lot of momentum for you because we have a full moon in Aries, September 29th. And it'll build up the momentum as we move into this cardinal month, cardinal energy, Libra. Funny thing, we started this month of September in an Aries energy. So around the 1st and 2nd of September, we were in an Aries moon as we pushed into a Taurus moon as we moved into the 3rd and 4th. So the cardinals have been brewing even throughout this month. Ironing out ideas, getting paperwork in order, how to really legitimize myself. Now, we've been building this up since the summer because the nodes are in Aries right now since July. But October is really the big dog for you guys, especially now that you have more momentum. Mars is in Libra right now. The full moon energy is going to be in Aries. The nodes are in Aries and Libra. So October will at least have 3 placements that's building it up. And this will also be a big placement for also, since this is a cardinal, Libra is about justice, scales. October is going to be big political news as well. Fall is just going to have a political push in so many ways. It's going to ask us to, as a collective, what decisions do we want to make? We're going to see a lot of court proceedings come into play. And this could even be aspecting in Cardinals' personal lives as well. Getting background checks in order, certifications in order, court proceedings in order, spaces where you no longer feel binded to disrespect. So there will also be a political push with this. And you'll see as we move into the fall season, as we move into October, while politics, politicians, corporations become a center. And why it's asking us to make a choice. Why is there a yin and yang, right or wrong theme being put onto the collective, Libra, scales. And this could also be a theme within yourself as well, Cardinals, where you guys feel like you have one foot in, one foot out. And why fall is going to ask you to really make those strong decisions on what you align and where you align. You want to legitimize yourself. You don't want to be wishy-washy anymore, Cardinals, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. This year wants to help you push that. This buildup has been since April, throughout the summer. And it picked up in July, where we looked around ourselves and was like, where do we really want to stand when it comes to having authority over our lives? And how to be better leaders. But most importantly, how to have more self-respect. This has been a big thing for you, Cardinals. And also, since this energy is about inner discipline, this is another theme that's been very important for the Cardinals, finding inner discipline. And since we are in a Piscean transit, Saturn is a cardinal planet, and it's in Pisces, Cardinals have really been asking themselves, what is faith? What do I believe in? How do I legitimize myself in those spaces as well? But right now, we're going to let the mutables have their little flavor, because a big month for you, Cardinal, is coming the ending of this month as we move into October. Now, June was an importance for the collective. Pluto moves back into Capricorn. So that's been important for you as well, Cardinals, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. So as we look towards October and how that centers a lot of our decision makings, a lot of where we want to legitimize ourselves, a lot of the questions of where we're indecisive, the next month for us will be as we move into January. Because now we're hitting the critical degrees of Pluto and Capricorn as it moves back into Aquarius. So Cardinals, go back to June and see what started then. And as we move into that January of 2024 and see what ends then. Pluto returned to Capricorn. Pluto will leave Capricorn. But October's a big one for you guys. And you guys already know the momentum, and you guys know why it started building up since April, May. So love is love. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this space with you. Hope this week's new moon is amazing. Remember, the new moon energies is about new beginnings. The full moon is at its full capacity. So it's about letting go. This new moon is about starting new. And then we have this Mercury goes direct, right together. And Mercury's the spellcaster. So right now I'll be writing out, get the planners out, get the journals out, start putting some things into motion that you want Mercury to help you get into routine, help you get comfortable in. And since we are in a Mercury energy, the 2190 rule can really help out the mutables. 21 days to build a habit, 90 days to make it a lifestyle. Mercury transits every 3 weeks, so 21 days. So right now, figure out a 21-day plan, a 21-day detox. Start writing some down. Start one now. Let the new moon, the new moon help you activate that. Good luck to you all. Love is love. Thank you again, Charisse. Thank you to the Growth Project. I see you guys next month. Love is love.